Hey there, Reds. Welcome to Manchester United Daily Updates, your daily hub for all things Manchester United. From transfer news to match, updates and behind-the-scenes stories, we've got it all. Let's get started. Today, we've got major transfer news. Antony sends a warning to Man United's targets. Real Madrid eyes a key star. Ruben Amorim is finalizing a big reunion at Sporting. And Pep Guardiola has exciting plans for Claudio Echeverri at Man City. Stay tuned for all the details. Antony has sent a warning to all of Man United's transfer targets by proving one thing: Manchester United failure. Antony has seemingly proven that the Premier League is the best league in the world and one of the most difficult to adjust to for players from abroad. Having impressed under then Red Devils boss Erik Ten Hag at Ajax, winger Antony was brought to Old Trafford in the summer of 2022 for an eye-watering £86 million. With an astronomical price tag to live up to, the Brazilian found life in the English top flight arduous. A tally of just 12 goals and 5 assists in almost 100 games for United saw him loaned out to Real Betis by the man who succeeded Ten Hag, Ruben Amorim, where Antony has started life relatively well. In doing so, ex-Premier League striker Clinton Morrison feels the 25-year-old has effectively sent a warning to any players who could make the switch to Old Trafford with his failed move and dwindling English toils. A player like Antony, he came in nowhere near good enough, Morrison admitted, speaking to freebets.com. I know he's gone to Real Betis and doing ever so well in Real Betis. So that just goes to show me the Premier League is the best league in world football. It's the hardest one to adjust to. Despite a controversial sending off in his last La Liga outing, Antony has begun his spell in Spain with 2 league goals and a pair of assists in just 4 matches. Morrison believes this not only proves how difficult it is to thrive in the Premier League compared to other divisions, but also just how dire United's recruitment has been in recent years. Recruitment has to be better, he continued. I'm not in that football club, so I don't know what goes on in that football club, but I do think that recruitment has been nowhere near good enough at Man United. And that is why they're struggling. It just doesn't look good where they are in the league. We're talking about Man United Football Club, one of the biggest, if not the biggest, team in world football. It's going to take 2 or 3 transfer windows until Ruben Amorim can get the players and people can buy into how he wants to play. So it's going to be a struggle for Man United fans, and I think they accept that. The Red Devils sit toiling in 15th spot in the Premier League. Morrison also fears this is partly because the club's current cohort is not adapted to Amorim's system, and any new recruits that head to the world's best top flight must be well-suited. Coming in and changing his style so quickly, the players that haven't adjusted, Morrison concluded. He loves his 3-4-3, which some of the players I'm looking at can't play. They don't have wingbacks that can go and do the job that his wingbacks were doing at Sporting Lisbon. They don't have the 2 center midfielders that can cover the ground, and they don't have a center forward like Victor Gyökeres and what he was doing at Sporting Lisbon. There's a whole lot of things. Fabrizio Romano transfer news. MUFC stars different direction as Real Madrid obsessed. Different direction for Mason Mount has become something of a forgotten figure at Man United, and in recent days has been linked with a big money move away from the club to Inter Milan. Romano says that's not on the cards, with United not even sure what the future will bring for the former Chelsea star. It's not been an easy season for Mason Mount, who is having a difficult chapter at Man United with many injuries, he told his YouTube channel. On the pitch, in recent days, there have been reports that Inter Milan are interested in him. What I can tell you is that Inter are going in a completely different direction. They'll invest in young players, not on this sort of player. They don't want players with important salaries like Mason Mount, not because of the skills, but because of the strategy of the club. Man United want to see him back on the pitch, then assess the situation in the summer. There's nothing concrete to discuss. Liverpool planning Hato strategy. Romano has revealed that Liverpool have a strong interest in Ajax, center-back Jerel Hato. The Dutch club was very clear in January that there would be no negotiations at that point. He's an important player for Francesco Farioli, for Ajax, and is now one of the faces of the club. In the summer, top clubs will arrive, Romano explained. Liverpool are looking at important center backs. It could be at a talent because Liverpool love to invest in this type of player. It could be Dean Huijsen, but it could also be Hato, who is being monitored by Liverpool. They're planning 2 or 3 more missions in the Netherlands to follow his process. He's surely a player on Liverpool's shortlist. Enzo Maresca's future not in doubt at Chelsea. Romano says there is no truth to rumors that Chelsea boss Enzo Maresca finds himself under pressure. In 2025, it's not been the same for Chelsea after a very good start to the season, he said. Chelsea really trust Maresca and have involved him in the planning for next season, when they will sign a new center back, probably a new midfielder, for sure a new striker, and probably a left winger. Enzo Maresca is part of the active conversations. He's still considered to be the right man. He's not in danger. Trent Alexander-Arnold, perfect part of Real Madrid puzzle. The battle for Trent Alexander-Arnold's future is being fought out by Liverpool and Real Madrid, both of whom are desperate for the right back to play for them next season. Out of contract in the summer, Los Blancos know he can be picked up on a free transfer and are doing absolutely everything in their power to sign him. Real Madrid's obsession is Trent Alexander-Arnold, Romano confirmed. In January, internally, they started this discussion about Trent. Something like, okay, so we want to go for Trent. He's number 1, 2, and 3 on our list. Today, I can tell you he's also 4 and 5. Real Madrid see Trent Alexander-Arnold as the perfect part of their puzzle. They're not changing their mind. Nothing is changing at Real Madrid. Trent. Romano confirms Man City Revolution football transfers revealed in January that Ederson could be sold by Manchester City, with Porto's Diogo Costa lined up as a replacement. Romano has now confirmed those reports. It's going to be a busy summer at Manchester City, he said. Against Real Madrid and Liverpool, we got a clear feeling at how complicated the situation is, and in the summer, some players could really leave. We've heard about Kevin De Bruyne, and now I'm hearing that there's a concrete possibility that Ederson will go in the summer. He was close to Saudi last year. We need to see what will happen with 2 players in the midfield, Bernardo Silva and Matheus Nunes. These 2 players could be on their way out. Ilkay Gundogan has a verbal pact with City to extend for 1 more season, but it's not guaranteed that they will continue together. Pep Guardiola is involved in the planning with new sporting director Hugo Viana. Ruben Amorim to finalize sporting reunion as Antony Man United transfer claim made Manchester United host Ipswich Town tonight and will also be looking towards the summer transfer window to put a difficult season behind them. Manchester United returned to action on Wednesday evening as they host relegation strugglers Ipswich Town at Old Trafford. Kickoff 7:30 p.m. Ruben Amorim's team are in desperate need of a convincing win, having limped to a 2-2 draw at Everton last time out. The Reds were outplayed for much of Saturday's contest at Goodison Park, despite coming back from 2 goals down to rescue a point. Ipswich were United's opponents during Amorim's first game in charge back in November, with the Tractor Boys earning a 1-1 draw. Below are some of the latest media reports surrounding the Reds, as well as a view on each one. Quenda Boost United are reportedly keen to secure a pre-summer deal for Sporting star Giovanni Quenda, who worked with Amorim at the Portuguese club. Give Me Sport claimed that the club's pursuit has been boosted by Quenda's willingness to complete the move, regardless of whether United secure European football for next season or not. The 17-year-old has an $84 million release clause in his Sporting contract. But the Reds are said to be eager to negotiate a lower fee and plan to use his desire to join Old Trafford as leverage during ongoing talks with his current club. It is claimed that United are confident they can sign Quenda without having to offload big-name players first, unlike other targets, due to the need to reduce the wage bill. Isaac Silakan of the Manchester Evening News says, whilst the 17-year-old is clearly talented, having broken into the Sporting team at such a young age, the fact he worked under Amorim before hints at a worrying trend, with another of his former players, Victor Gyökeres, also linked. Although Gyökeres is clearly one of the world's best strikers who will be in demand this summer, it again hints at a lack of imagination from the club's recruitment team if these reports are to be believed. Antony claimed Juventus are reportedly monitoring Antony's situation at Real Betis. The Brazilian joined the La Liga side on loan during the January transfer window and has scored 3 goals in just 6 games so far. An Italian outlet, Toto Mercato Web, claimed that the winger's form in Spain has alerted Serie A giants Juve, although it is unclear whether they would look for a permanent transfer or another loan deal. Isaac Salachin of the Manchester Evening News says, "There is no future for Antony at Manchester United. The fact that Juventus are reportedly interested is a surprise, but one that could work in United's favor if they can negotiate a swap for striker Dusan Vlahovic." Pep Guardiola outlines Man City plan for Claudio Echeverri. Manchester City's squad will be boosted by the arrival of $12.5 million signing Claudio Echeverri this week, ahead of a potential debut versus Plymouth in the FA Cup. Pep Guardiola hopes new arrival Claudio Echeverri can adapt quickly at Manchester City, with a Club World Cup spot up for grabs for the young Argentine. City signed Echeverri last year for $12.5 before loaning him back to River Plate for the 2024 season, which concluded in December. Echeverri then represented Argentina at the Under-20 South American Championships, helping his country to a second place and qualification for the World Cup. He has flown to Manchester and will train with his new teammates for the first time this week, likely on Thursday when most of the squad will be recovering from the Premier League fixture at Tottenham. There is an outside chance he could feature against championship strugglers Plymouth in the FA Cup on Saturday, and he will be involved around the first team for the remainder of the campaign. The Manchester Evening News reported his arrival this week, along with the expectation that he will leave on loan in the summer. And Guardiola offered an update on the plan for the teenager, saying that the Club World Cup in June and July could be an opportunity for him to change City's mind and force his way into the manager's longer-term plans. "He's here soon. He is going to start to train," Guardiola said on Tuesday. "Maybe for the end of the season, maybe for the World Cup, and as soon as he arrives, he can adapt quick for the future." Guardiola has previously said he will take a strong squad to the USA for the Club World Cup and is not considering leaving any senior players behind. But he will also call upon the academy to help his older players, mindful of their quick turnaround before the 2025-26 campaign in August. Thanks for watching. Subscribe my channel and get latest update news.